Welcome to the Pattern Disruption Podcast. This is a show where we break through the noise and we dive into the stories of those who've shaken up the game. I'm your host, Eric Rhymes, and every week I bring you real, raw conversations with entrepreneurs, educators, entertainers, and all around creatives who've went from the shadows to the spotlight. So if you want to learn what it takes to rise above the rest, you're in the right place. Let's break some patterns and start the show. What's up, y'all? So I'm 4 months in. I completed 4 months a few days ago on my podcast. And I just wanted to show up here to say, first and foremost, thank you to God for giving me the resilience, giving me the idea, giving me the motivation to even want to come and sit and share my world with the world, you know. That's something that's not really in my wheelhouse. I'm an introvert, but I felt like because of the person that I am, I feel like I can add value. So just want to say thank you to the God and for that, and for even just keeping me here, keeping me strong, keeping me healthy. It's been a lot of ups and downs in these 4 months, but I took on the challenge and I accepted it, and I'm here. Secondly, I want to say thank you to people that have viewed my podcast, people who have shared, liked, subscribed, all and definitely all of my guests. You know, my guests. My first show was I had A Wood, who's a producer, a platinum. Well, I'm gonna say this much: he has 20 to 30 million views on YouTube, and he's just doing great things. And he came on first, to share his time with me, and and kind of get into the whole pattern disruption space. For a lot of people, I notice when I tell them the name of the show, they get this look in their face where it's like, pattern disruption. What could that mean? Well, what that means and what that means to me is a lot of people go with the flow. If you look around, just think about your family, you think about your friends, you think about colleagues. Most people are normal. Most people. And I don't judge that. I've just never been normal. So for me, even though I do normal things, my default thoughts aren't normal. So when I'm at work, because I still do work a 9 to 5, when things get rough or I get stressed, the first thing I do is say, thank you, God, because I won't be here long. That's just the way I am. That's what keeps me going at 49, making the uprooting my life at 49 years old, because I'm just not normal. And I've noticed that from a long time ago, I wasn't normal, but most people are, and that's okay. Sometimes I wish I could be normal. That's just not how I was created. So in essence, pattern disruption is going against a pattern. Even if you are normal, you get up and you say, I'm not going to go to college. I'm not going to have the traditional lifestyle because the outcome of that lifestyle is not feasible for what I want in my life. And you go against what your family says, you go against what friends and everybody around you, even sometimes your spouse, and you go and make a totally different decision. And I wouldn't advise people to just do that for the sake of doing that. For the people who can't do anything else, those are the people that I like to bring on my show. Not to say that people that are normal don't come on my show. The people that are normal and go against that are people that are really intriguing to me. I like to look into their mind. I like to look into their thoughts. Wh- That thing that kept you up all night, that thing that made you go home after working 10 hours and having the kids running around the house. And, you late on credit score low and you're not feeling your best, but you still go and study like my sister did. She got her PhD. By 30, she had her PhD. She disrupted the pattern. What inside of you made you go that far beyond what your brother was doing? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing that. I never went to college. What in you? Well, I took college courses, but I wasn't dedicated to that degree. What in her made her that dedicated to spend her prime years getting education? For one of my guests, um, just like for A Wood, for instance, my first guest that I ever had 4 months ago, he was a quiet, reclusive guy. I met him because he rapped, and I saw something in him. I wanted to start a label, a music label. So I had this big idea that I was going to take him and he was going to be one of our artists. And he, although he rapped, he put the microphone down, studied for a couple years on how to produce. And he went and learned how to produce and end up uh, with getting publishing checks coming in and living good off of his artistry. What made you stop doing what you were doing, go in the opposite direction, and become successful in that? Those are the things that intrigue me. Um, you know, and all my guests, I look at my guests like that. So for anybody that's a disruptor, I call my people disruptors. We're disruptors. We're the ones who just cannot. My camera keep moving. We just can't be normal and sit down and just be normal. It's just not in us. And those people are the ones I want to highlight because a lot of times to the world, we look dissatisfied, ungrateful, um, unorganized, but it's not that for a lot of us. Some people are just not disciplined no matter what. But for others, I know people look at some of the things I've done in life and say, why did he do that? Why is he now doing something different? Well, I'm looking for purpose. I'm looking for purpose. And for a man, purpose is very instrumental. If you want to see a guy that's unsettled and unfocused, take a guy with no purpose and you wonder what he's about. But as soon as he gets purpose, boom, he's up early, going to sleep late. So this update, I just want to update everybody. My 4 months has been, I want to start off with my network. My network has really came through in these 4 months. The people out of 10 people that I reach out to, 8 people say yes. And out of those 2, those other people say they definitely will. It's just not, the time is not right. So let me make sure my mic is good first off, because I did a couple shows. See, this is something I learned in my journeys, that I don't like to wear the headphones. Testing, 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 testing. Okay, so I don't like to wear the headphones, but they're necessary sometimes because you'll do a whole show and have no audio. Okay, so I got audio now. But yeah, so my network has really come through. So I just want to thank everybody that I reached out to. Judge Yancey, Stacey Adams, Tucson Knight, my sister, um, everybody that I pretty much reached out to, they came through. Johnny Shackelford, he came through. Sadell, Bill Hill, um, Shannon Kaysen. So I'm really, I'm really grateful for, because to me, these people are not only outliers, um, these people are people that I consider my peers, I can call on. And now, and as we go, these people are in my network. If they need something from me, I'm here for them. I may have another guest on that they want to meet and network with, and I make sure that so for me, my network means everything. So I just want to thank my network. And then also, if you plan on doing the podcast, make sure that you have the right equipment. So what I did was I started out with these cameras. See how this camera keeps moving? So shout out to Aaron Neal. That's my boy Aaron. He set me up with my mic, these speakers. I paid him for most of it, but even when I wasn't paying, he came through and said, "Hey, I've been sitting on this equipment. If you need anything to get started, let's do it." And he came through and set it up, man. So I just want to shout out Aaron Neal for that. But your equipment, make sure you get the right equipment. These lights that I have, these are his. I got to get these lights back to him. I'm supposed to buy some more, but I'm gonna get you your lights, bro. But make sure you get the right equipment. These cameras that I use are not ideal, as you can see. It's just not that 4K quality that I would like to have. That's industry standard right now. So I will be upgrade my cameras, and you know, but make sure that you invest in your equipment. Make sure that you learn your equipment. I'm gonna tell you, I'm the type of person, I'm not a techie. So I just ran out here and started recording. If you look at my first show, that was literally I just hit the button. You know what I'm saying? So that's me though. Don't do what I do. Matter of fact, look at what I did and listen to what I'm saying and do it that way. I ain't saying be perfect, but if it's a certain look you want off rip, look at other shows. A lot of times they have in their description, they tell you what they use, what products they use for their show. And then do your research, because a lot of times I'm on here and I haven't done full research on everything that my guests do or are involved in, but I try to learn just a little bit about it. But and time, we don't have everybody don't have a lot of time. We're working. So you have to take the time out to do some research so you know more about it. You just sound better when you've done your research. So do your research, um, get your equipment right, make sure you utilize your network. Those are the first three things. And then have the confidence that you can do it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can either learn it, you'll get better over time, or even if you're not supposed to be on the camera, everybody's not supposed to be in front of the camera. Some people just supposed to come and just set up podcasts, make money, provide the setup. People get paid for that. That may be your thing. Doing the research, you know. So, those four things are paramount. I think I got about 5 or 10 of them, but have the confidence. The confidence can be felt through the camera. When I first started, I wasn't as confident to look at the eye of this camera and talk and believe that what I'm saying matters and people going to listen. And I was looking at the scoreboard to see how many likes, how many views. I don't care about that no more. At this point, I've committed to 100 shows. So y'all gonna have to see me for at least 100 shows, you know. Um, but have the confidence. You got something that I don't have. I got something that you don't have. because even if you don't have the education, you don't communicate as well, or you communicate better, you may not look the part on camera. You know, some people hit the genetic lottery, so they already interesting just by the way they look. That's not for all of us though. So, but have the confidence regardless, because some people are really smart. They don't look the part, but they're really smart and they're really interesting, you know. And your word is your magic wand. So whatever you say, what do you say about yourself? You know, am I worthy enough to sit here, speak my piece, turn this camera on and off, and send that video out to the world? Am I worthy of that? You damn right I'm worthy of it. And you are too, if this is what you want to do. Everybody don't want to do this. I was saying in another podcast that I do with my boy Dollar. Shout out to Dollar. We got another podcast called the Black Dollar Podcast. This is the podcast where I kind of loosen up a little bit. I mean, that's the podcast where I kind of loosen up a little bit. This podcast, this is about more of that pattern disruption. This is for my disruptors. This is for this. I take both serious, but this is my natural inclination right here to talk business and to, you know, I'm naturally intrigued by that. I'm not a tinkler. I don't like to tinkle on cars and stuff. That's my boy Dave Dollar. Shout out to you again, Dollar. He likes to tinker with stuff. I don't care about so much about the mechanisms of how things work. I just want to know that they do. And people are like that. Some people don't care about how things work as long as they operate the way they need them to when they need them to. So this is like my, pattern disruption is where the network of people that I want to be in and I want to know. My Black Dollar podcast is where I kind of talk my opinions. They don't have to be factual. Excuse me. They don't have to be factually correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be factually correct over there. I'm talking about what I think and what I feel. You want to talk about relationships? You want to talk this? You want to talk that? That's my personal opinion. Here, I try to be more factual, have the facts. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, based on my source. But just have the confidence. And then also get some rest. When you get on here, a lot of times, there's been times I come on here and it's a really good interview that I want to do where I know I'm going to get some value out of it. And I don't ask the right questions or even in the right sequence, or I don't listen to hear. I listen so to make the show more aesthetically sound. You know what I'm saying? It's not me trying to really hear. And I miss key things. And then when I look over the show again later, I'm like, now why didn't you ask that? I'm trying to think of a situation where something I just didn't ask that was so necessary. But it's been a few different times, but I just wasn't rested. I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So get you some rest before you do these shows, man. I'm telling you, like, you'll be a lot sharper. I like to hit the sauna and go jogging and running. And see, I don't like this glare in my glasses, so I'm gonna get rid of that too, some kind of way. But I'm still learning. I'm in the journey. But yeah, so get you some rest, and then also the environment that you're in. So where I'm at now, I wish I could turn this camera around. I'm in my apartment, and it is completely quiet. I don't know if you can hear. It's a train that just went past, but I'm in my Zen space. Yep, there's the train right there. Yeah, but I'm in my Zen space. I intentionally put myself in this position at this time in my life because I wasted a lot of time. Yeah, that train's going crazy now. See? So make sure your environment is good. That's the most noise that I get unless I want it. Like I can go out in the apartment building and get more noise if I want to, but if I want to shut it out, I'm in an environment where I can. So if you're doing your show, make sure that the environment is cool based on what you need. Some environments you need them kind of so you can vibe, you know. Um, and then find out who your target market is, because everybody don't want to hear about this business stuff. you know, my I have people in my life that I love and care about and support that don't care about this. No matter what it means to me, it's not their natural inclination. So they just don't even, they don't even watch the show. They don't share the show. So it's like, and it's not that they don't care about me, they just don't care about this. I like to say, if you want to grow fast, go negative. I talked about that on the Black Dollar podcast with Dollar. If you want to grow fast, go negative. I hate to say it. You kind of people like negativity, you know, and we just it's got a shock value to it. It keeps people's attention. Some people are not gonna make this video. This video only gonna be about 20 minutes. Well, I'm at 20 minutes now, but it's probably gonna be 30 minutes at the most. And people have already shut this off. It's just not interesting. It doesn't have a hook to it. Maybe I'm not interesting enough to them. My people, though, are out there. So when I say your target market, there are millions of people who want to talk about coffee cups, porcelain cups. And shout out to Big Fella and Walt, my team down here in Nashville. Juneteenth, 615. We got this event that we do every year. This is my first year coming on board physically, but it's huge, man. It's the Juneteenth, and especially now with the climate, with the political climate, it should definitely be a good turnout this year. Because I see a lot of Black people who are in fear and wondering right now what our fate will be. And I won't get into that right now, but I will say that lean on your God instead of looking in the news and social media. Go into your Bible if you God fearing, and trust yourself. Trust your judgment. What are you thinking through this? Does this? And I'm not going to go too deep in this, but trust yourself. Get closer to your network. There's some positives that I see that are coming out of this already that I'm proud of. I'm proud when I see people saying, okay, we're going to take our dollars away next month. And I don't agree politically with everything just because I'm Black. I don't agree just with everything that everybody thinks. I'm not going to try to persuade nobody to think like me, though. But I just don't believe in everything. But I do like to see Black people making conscious decisions about where their money is going to go. And I ain't going to get too far deep into that, but I just wanted to give a 4-month update on the Pattern Disruption Podcast, how it started, where it's going, where it's at now. I got some new interviews coming up. I'm doing a segment with all these beautiful Black women. Latasha Wilson, boss chick, shout out to her. She agreed to come on the show. Shatrice Gillian, she'll be on the show. She runs an organization, Making It Happen organization. And don't, I'll update this if I say something wrong because I don't have it in front of me. But Lakia Wilson, this is my cousin. She's into trucking and hot shot trucking and box trucks. And she just got her CDL, so I'm gonna be bringing her Danita Ramsey. She's been on the show before. She's amazing. Always forthcoming with information and just she's just a power pack of information and and then her Barbecue Central is her business, one of her businesses. So if you're getting barbecue, make sure you go over to Barbecue Central. That's in Detroit. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 locations. I know it's one, 7 Mile near Outer Drive. But yeah, make sure you go by there and check her out. And then I'm gonna have my daughter on as well, Satirica Rhymes. I'm gonna have my daughter. I'm gonna have Dave Dollar, his daughter Devin, my niece. She's gonna be on. We just want to talk to our daughters and see their state of mind in today's climate, based on how they were raised by us. Do they feel like it's something that we could have did? I'm sure it is, that we could have did more of, less of. What do they think? Just where's their heads at? So I'm gonna bring them on. And then Dewana Randolph will be on the show. She's amazing. She's a lifestyle, you know, she does so much, but the main thing that really made her a disruptor for me is that her relationship with her husband. And they also have a book coming out. If I'm not mistaken, it goes live next week. It's called Honor. Okay, I'm not gonna mess this up. I'm not gonna mess this up. But she does have a book coming out. I'm gonna have her on the show. Her and Ray will be on the show. But I'm focusing on Black women because I feel like I not only did I come from strong Black women, my grandmother, my mother, but a lot of people know me from my grandmother, Saint Lucy May, the Juice. A lot of people know me from her. She was strong. She was, she was, I'm not gonna say she was head of household because my grandfather was a strong figure, but he was a silent type. He worked hard. He worked for Ford for 30 years, was never late. Um, Always took me to school every single day, woke me up, made me breakfast every day, um, and was supportive and brought the money in. And my grandmother, she worked, and they were just a powerhouse couple, and it wasn't traditionally the way that people think it should be set up. It was the way they wanted to do it, and it worked. And they raised beautiful Black children. Shout out to my uncle Bryant, my aunt Carol, my mother, my uncle Dave. Rest in peace to my mother. But I came from a strong Black woman. So although I get a lot of flack on social media, you know, it's, in my experiences, every we every Black woman, some people are not up to any good. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. Just like men aren't, but I don't think all Black men are any one thing, you know. But it's kind of one of those things where we can fight amongst each other, but they better not say nothing about us. So in essence, my point is, I'm going to make sure that I highlight Black women because I'm proud to say that I come from some strong Black women. Shout out to my pops, Al. Shout out to him. God has done miracles in his life as well. So shout out to him. And I'm gonna be highlighting some beautiful Black women, and then I got some other strong Black men, businessmen that they're gonna be on. I got some crazy shows coming up, so I'm not gonna stay here too long. I said 30 minutes, and that's about up. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting the podcast. I'm promised to keep evolving, be getting better, communicating better, bringing the things that y'all want to hear as far as business, finance, and all that kind of stuff. And buy Bitcoin as well. I'm a orange pillar now, but make sure that you at least look into it. Do your research. I was a little late to the party, but we all early compared to where it's going. But thank you for watching this video. I want to say shout out to, again, happy heavenly birthday to my brother Luzelle Etheridge. Today is his birthday, the 28th of January. Shout out to Funk, rest in peace to Big Funk. Man, continue to stay positive, evolve, stay around good people. If you can, get out of your hometown for a minute and learn how to fly on your own and bring all the spoils back to your people and to your tribe. But I saw a video that Wallow posted. I'm actually going to repost it, where he said that it may not be in your hometown. You may have to leave for a minute. So shout out to Felavision. Shout out to the Black Dollar Podcast. Everybody in Detroit, y'all stay warm, stay safe, and stay together. Peace.